A.P. Turow graduated from Howard Law School in 1925. He had many landmark cases in Louisiana, but the one I wish to call your attention to today is the lawsuit which resulted in the desegregation of the public schools in New Orleans. It was memorialized in that famous Norman Rockwell picture. You know it well. A little black girl in a pristine white dress, books and ruler in hand, an epitaph scrawled against the wall, an errant tomato on the ground, escorted to school by 4 headless United States Marshals. 2, 4, 6, 8, we don't want to integrate. That response was prompted by the case brought by A.P. Turow. It is a genuine privilege for me today because 2 of his daughters, Mrs. Elise Nichols and Sylvia Patterson, are with us. I'm going to ask them to wave and ask that you recognize them and the enduring spirit of their father. Finally, there's our friend Wiley Branton, the person whose name we invoke today. Wiley was a graduate of the then all-black Arkansas A&M, but he was among the first black applicants to the University of Arkansas. He also persuaded a friend, Silas Hunt, who was the first black student at the Arkansas School of Law. He was the first black student at a predominantly white university in the South since Reconstruction. He engineered the lawsuit against the Little Rock School Board, which resulted in the desegregation of Central High School. We are graced today because his daughter, Beverly Branton Lamberson, is also here. I'm going to ask her to wave so that we might recognize her and her father. You see, these attorneys, like those of you who take on cases for the Lawyers Committee today, did not do their work alone. There were others who made a difference too. How many of you recall the Fifth Circuit for John Robert Brown of Texas? He graduated from the University of Nebraska and the Michigan Law School. There was Robert Reeves of Alabama. He read for the law. Elbert Tuttle was born in Pasadena, California, and he graduated from Cornell. John Minor Wisdom was from Washington Lee and Tulane. And I take the liberty of mentioning a 5th judge, Frank M. Johnson, who was from the same town as my partner and friend Holly Cannon, Jasper, Alabama. You will recall that Judge Johnson was a federal district judge in Montgomery. These judges chose to defy convention with regard to their rulings on civil rights. Reeves, Wisdom, and Johnson were native sons of the South. They knew when they made their rulings, which resulted in the desegregation of schools or the integration of a university, that they would be ostracized. They knew further that their spouses, their families, their extended families would be shunned as well. Nonetheless, they enforced the law as they saw it. So you see, individuals do make a difference. I'm closing. Someone out there is asking, what would these attorneys and judges of a bygone era say to us were they here today? As we near the end of the first decade of the 21st century, why are their stories relevant? I believe were they here, if Wiley Branton were here, Beverly, your dad, I believe his message would be simple and direct. I believe he would remind us that individuals make a difference. I believe he would urge us to ensure that civil rights of all citizens are protected. I believe he would be honored by the number of young attorneys whose faces we've seen already today who are taking up cases in the areas of public accommodations, fair housing, equal employment, public education, disability rights, immigrant and refugee rights, and prisoner rights. He would be pleased to know that there is a new generation prepared to meet the challenges of its time. For you see, ladies and gentlemen, at 1:50 on a Tuesday afternoon, somewhere in America, even as we sit here, a family is driving on their way to start a new life. A baby is bouncing in the car seat. Her parents are planning her future. It is for us, the living, to ensure that there will be a place for her, too. Thank you.